when the progress takes too long and the opportunities are scarce, the system is not fair. And that is what this administration immediately recognized. Hindi na kailangan antayin ang tamang pagkakataon dahil ngayon ang sistema na mismo ang magbubukas ng pinto para sa inyo.
Tonight's headlines. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. visited Rojas City today to promote 8,000 teachers and to lead the distribution of rice to identified beneficiaries under the recently launched program in Western Visayas.
Senator Panfilo Lacson says the release of Senate Blue Ribbon Committee report following their investigation in aid of legislation on flood control anomaly is now being prepared.
Filipino athletes continue to fight with their heart and might in the ongoing 6th Asian Games in Sanya, China.
And Filipino singer Mati Hunyosa wows judges and audience from all around the world with his stellar masterclass performance in Britain's Got Talent semis. All these and more here on 13 News.
Good evening, I am William Thio. We are bringing you the day's top stories that shape the country, straightforward, clear, and concise.
I'm Angela C. Under one flag with 3 mandates to inform, explain, and empower the nation. This is 13 News.
About 80,000 educators have now been promoted under the implementation of the government's expanded career progression system. This after President Marcos Jr. led another batch of promotion in Rojas City today.
Still in Western Visayas, beneficiaries thanked the president for the distribution of kilos of rice made possible under the local government support fund. IBC correspondent Harley Valbuena filed this report.
President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. assured that no teachers will be left behind as the government intensifies implementation of the expanded career progression system. In a ceremony at Rojas City, Capiz, President Marcos Jr. witnessed the mass oath-taking of over 8,000 newly promoted teachers and school heads in Western Visayas. This is by far the largest mass promotion since the ECP system started. In fact, almost 80,000 educators have been promoted under the ECP since August 2025.
When the progress takes too long and the opportunities are scarce, the system is not fair. And that is what this administration immediately recognized. Hindi na kailangan antayin ang tamang pagkakataon dahil ngayon ang sistema na mismo ang magbubukas ng pinto para sa inyo.
Also present in the event was First Lady Liza Araneta Marcos, who is also a teacher. In a separate activity, the Chief Executive also led the distribution of 10 kilos of rice for each of the 500 beneficiaries in Rojas City, as funded by the Local Government Support Fund or LGSF.
Pangulong Bongbong Marcos Jr., maraming salamat sa iyong suporta sa amin.
This is part of Sa Bagong Pilipinas Bawat Bayan Makikinabang program that is recently launched in Western Visayas.
Yan ang aking masabi. Ito ay hindi na minsan. Ito ay 6 times a year.
Apart from this, President Marcos Jr. also assured the implementation of public services all the way to the barangays amid this energy crisis. Harley Valbuena, IBC News.
The Department of Agriculture meanwhile assured the public of the country's sufficient supply for the continued sale of 20 pesos per kilo of rice. Agriculture Assistant Secretary and spokesperson Arnel de Mesa said, "We do not have problems when it comes to the volume of low-priced rice." This clarification from the agency came after the recent temporary depletion of rice supply in some kadiwa ng Pangulo outlets.
Wala tayong problema pagdating sa inventory o volume na gagamitin para dito sa. Wala na maubusan pero siyempre hindi natin maiwasan na from time to time nagkakaroon ng mga konting problema o issue sa mga delays kasi natural yan na magkakaroon ka ng mga content issues. But FTI and AMAS are both working on this.
The Department of Agriculture emphasized a roadmap of modern and innovative products for farmers and fisherfolk communities across Southeast Asian countries. This as the three-day National Investment Dialogue and Roundtable discussion formally commenced today. IBC correspondent Cristal Ramizares has the story.
Various agri-products were showcased in the launching of the Hand-in-Hand National Investment Forum exhibit led by the Department of Agriculture. Among many is the innovation called adobo chocolates and some locally grown fruits.
Nag-export na rin kami ng mga products namin all around the world, especially sa Europe. Yeah. Also, our brand means love for chocolate.
Especially the fresh mango and the mango puree and mango jam and the dried mango.
Together with agri-experts from Southeast Asian countries, the Agriculture Department envisions a roadmap to modernize and innovate products from the agri-sector. The forum also aims to create policies that protects the rights of farmers and fisher folks.
We are strengthening the enabling environment. This means clear, consistent, and science-based policies that reduce risk for investors while protecting our farmers and natural resources.
Representatives from the private sector were also present, including the Food and Agriculture Organization.
Investment agenda does not start in a boardroom. It starts in the field, on the boat, on the market, and in the many enterprises that keep the agri-food system moving.
The three-day forum gathers stakeholders to create solutions to agriculture-related problems in the country, as well as strengthen regional inclusion between the ASEAN member states. Cristal Ramizares, IBC News.
The Department of Energy gave another assurance about the country's stable fuel supply. This comes after the announcement of another rollback on diesel and kerosene prices tomorrow. IBC correspondent Patrick Gupol reports.
Another double-digit cut on per-liter price of diesel will be implemented by oil companies tomorrow. The Department of Energy says there will be a 12 pesos and 94 centavos rollback on per-liter price of diesel. A 15 pesos and 71 centavos rollback will also be implemented on per-liter price of kerosene. This is already the third consecutive week of rollback for diesel following previous increases driven by tensions in the global oil market. However, gasoline prices will slightly increase by 53 centavos per liter. Meanwhile, the agency also explained why oil prices in every region vary.
Bakit po merong range? Kasi tignan nyo po ang gas station ninyo, iba-ibang gas station, iba yung presyo. Dahil depende yan kung malayo siya sa depot, so mas mahal po ang benta.
According to the DOE, the recent ceasefire efforts and ongoing talks amid tensions in the Middle East contributed to the decline in global oil prices. With this, the agency gave another assurance about the sufficient supply of oil in the country. As of April 24, the country's total fuel supply stands at 54 days, higher than last week's level. Gasoline and diesel inventories are expected to last for nearly 54 days, while kerosene supply remains sufficient for more than 5 months. The DOE also confirmed the arrival of 4 diesel shipments procured through the Philippine National Oil Company, or equivalent to a 5-day buffer stock. This, as they say, secures our stable fuel inventory despite fluctuations in the world market. Patrick Gupo, IBC News.
Meanwhile, in the government's continuing efforts to assist those affected by the oil price hikes in March, over 1 million driver beneficiaries have already received cash aid from the government. According to the Department of Social Welfare and Development, the amount of cash assistance given to these beneficiaries is now at over 5.6 billion pesos. Recall that each of these beneficiaries received 5,000 pesos assistance under DSWD's Assistance to Individuals in Crisis Situation, or AICS. The agency now requires transport network companies to submit lists of their drivers to ensure that no driver beneficiary will be left behind. Moreover, efforts are also ongoing to digitalize the payout of this cash assistance. Amid intense heat, consumers has also voiced their frustrations about sudden rise of electricity bills. According to Meralco, these are policy charges to help cover lifeline and senior citizen subsidies. IBC correspondent Eugene Fernandez has more.
Many individuals brought to social media their frustrations regarding charges shown in their electricity bills. This comes as most consumers also experience a surge in their monthly payment for Meralco. But the power company was also quick to explain that these are policy charges intended to help low-income Filipinos. The lifeline rate, for example, provides assistance to marginalized sector like 4-piece beneficiaries, while the senior citizen charge funds the 5% discount given to senior citizens on the distribution and transmission components of their bills.
Maliit lang po ang contribution nitong mga public policy charges at ang dalawa dito, ang lifeline subsidy at ang senior citizen subsidy ay tulong po sa mga sektor na nangangailangan na suporta mula sa sambayanan.
Meralco emphasized that these policy charges are also grounded on regulations.
Every centavo in the electricity bill of Meralco customers and all other distribution utilities and electric cooperatives is subject to the oversight and regulation of the Energy Regulatory Commission.
Meanwhile, Meralco said there are two factors that could help lower electricity bills in the coming month. The larger refund from the 14 billion peso refund collection ordered by the Energy Regulatory Commission, and the expected impact of removing that on the cost charges. Eugene Fernandez, IBC News.
When we return, House Solons called the case filing of Attorney Man Scarpio today, husband of Vice President Sara Duterte, as a diversionary tactic. Stay tuned. This is 30 News. What do you think about
Pangarap mong maging milyonaryo? Sa PCSO Lotto, magkakatotoo! Mas pinasaya, mas pinabongga, mas pinalaki ang mga jackpot prizes. Araw-araw ang bola, kaya more chances of winning sa PCSO Lottery Draws. Lunes hanggang Linggo, tuwing 2 p.m., 5 p.m., and 9 p.m.
Welcome back to the program. Lawmakers from the House of Representatives insisted they did not violate any rights when the House Committee on Justice scrutinized the financial records of Vice President Sara Duterte and Attorney Man Scarpio. IBC correspondent Earl Tobias filed this report.
House lawmakers fire back to the recent case filing of Attorney Man Scarpio, husband of Vice President Sara Duterte. They call it a form of harassment and another diversionary tactic. Attorney Carpio claimed that the Anti-Money Laundering Council or AMLAC violated his rights as a private citizen when their financial transactions were presented in the recent impeachment hearing of the House Committee on Justice. For Representatives Laila de Lima and Percy Sandanya, who were both named in the complaint, Carpio's action can be seen as an admission of guilt.
Ang tawag ko sa kaso na to, MEMA. The classic Duterte moves naman ito. Pag nabibiso, eto tulad nito, nasukol sila kasi malinaw yung mga dokumento, takbo sa korte.
harassment na naman ito, panggulo, panglihis ng issue. But I don't feel at all intimidated. They cannot stop us from doing our imperative constitutional duty.
Lawmakers insisted that the documents released in the hearing are considered as conjugal and joint documents. Thus, other lawmakers even pushed that Carpio's claim as a private citizen will not hold. Besides, lawmakers also highlighted that impeachment proceedings are clearly an exemption from the bank secrecy law being cited in Carpio's complaint. Members of the Justice Panel further continues to believe there is already more than enough probable cause in the allegations against the Vice President.
To me, the burden has already now shifted. Nabanggit ko nga nung lumabas yan na yun na nga, as far as probable cause is concerned, ayun na nga ang smoking gun.
But Carpio's camp denied the alleged 6.7 billion pesos in transactions linked to their accounts and claimed that the issue is only a propaganda aimed at discrediting the Duterte family. Meanwhile, the palace says,
karapatan po ni Numan na magsampa ng kaso. Ang tanong lamang po kung ito'y magpo-prosper. So, hindi na po hawak ng palasyo at ng Pangulo kung ano magiging desisyon ng Korte.
As for the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, that is also named in the complaint, they maintain that they will continue to perform duties in alongside with AMLAC in accordance with the law, its independence, and due process. Earl Tobias, IBC News.
Still on the procedures pertaining to the impeachment complaint versus Vice President Sara Duterte, what exactly are the legal basis exempting the impeachment case proceedings under the bank secrecy law? In an earlier interview on Tutok 13, Attorney Lorna Kapunan says the bank secrecy law along with the Anti-Money Laundering Act and Data Privacy Act are not absolute and has legal exceptions provided by law. These include cases such as impeachment complaints, meaning documents or financial records that may be relevant to build a probable cause may be presented or provided by the authorized agencies. Kapunan explained that this rule allowed the House Justice Committee an access to the records of VP Sara Duterte and her husband, Attorney Mans Carpio, while filing of court order for consent are only necessary in criminal cases.
Impeachment proceedings, this is a clear exception in the law. Bakit? Kasi pag may impeachment proceedings, ang tinitignan dyan ng batas, kung merong basihan ba is the relevant information proving the allegations of corruption or unexplained wealth. No?
In other news, Senate Blue Ribbon Committee Chairperson Ping Lacson says the release of their chairman's progress report on the flood control scandal under investigation. Lacson already drafted the chairman's progress report instead of releasing the partial report due to the lack of signatories from committee members. He added that the report will present initial findings and evidence. Lacson also eyes inviting former House Speaker Martin Romualdez in their next hearing to clarify issues relevant to the investigation. Meanwhile, the Sandigan Bayan has now issued a precautionary hold departure order against Senator Chis Escudero and businessman Maynard Ngu. The order was issued after the Ombudsman filed the application in connection with the ongoing flood control scandal investigation.
As the Philippines is slowly improving its progress in the digitalization era, the country may soon welcome the entry of 6G wireless connection. The 6G network is the successor of the 5G network with a speed of 1 terabits per second or 1,000 gigabits per second, which is 1 to 200 times faster than the current connection with just 10 to 20 gigabits per second. Telco giant Globe Telecom plans to take the lead for 6G, which is expected to be launched in the next few years, aiming for resilient, secure, and more dependable networks across all regions in the country. Currently, the telco giant is deploying a hybrid strategy of putting up terrestrial assets and connecting to satellite constellations to beam the early entry of 6G to the country. Following a powerful performance, Filipino contestant Matty Hunyosa received another golden buzzer at Britain's Got Talent, advancing him to the grand finals. During the semifinals round, Hunyosa delivered a rendition of Aerosmith's Dream On, drawing a standing ovation from both the audience and the judges. This is the second time the Filipino singer earned a golden buzzer from the show after his sensational act at the auditions. Hunyosa will face the grand finale on May 31. When we come back, the Philippine team raises our flag as Filipino athletes continue to face their opponents in the ongoing 6th Asian Beach Games. Stay tuned. This is 13 News.
Pangarap mong maging milyonaryo? Sa PCSO Lotto, magkakatotoo! Mas pinasaya, mas pinabongga, mas pinalaki ang mga jackpot prizes. Araw-araw ang bola, kaya more chances of winning sa PCSO Lottery Draws. Lunes hanggang Linggo, tuwing 2 p.m., 5 p.m., and 9 p.m.
The U.S.-Iran peace talks have stalled after U.S. delegates canceled their trip to Pakistan. Meanwhile, Iran makes effort to visit neighboring countries to hold diplomacy talks. We'll have more of this report from CJ Reyes.
The second round of peace talks between Iran and the U.S. remained idle following the sudden trip cancellation of U.S. delegates headed for Islamabad. U.S. President Donald Trump stated that the cancellation was made due to inefficient travel and conflicting Iranian leadership.
Great respect for Pakistan, but I will, because they've been terrific. They've really tried, and they'll stay involved.
He concluded that Iran is always free to give them a call, keeping the line open for negotiations. Despite the U.S.'s absence in Pakistan, Iranian Foreign Minister Sayed Abbas Araghchi made a trip to Islamabad over the weekend to discuss ceasefire matters with Pakistani mediators. Iran proposed reopening the Strait of Hormuz as a means to end the war and requested removal of the U.S. naval blockade. The state made no mention of nuclear program discussions. Pakistan has relayed the proposal to U.S. correspondents who have yet to respond. The visit marked the first stop in his multi-country tour for diplomacy talks between Iran's neighbors. Following successful discussions with Oman, Araghchi arrived in Russia earlier for the tour's final leg. His arrival is met with expectations of talks with Russian leader Vladimir Putin. CJ Reyes, IBC News.
The White House Correspondents' Dinner was disrupted by gunshots last Saturday, with the gunman expected to face federal charges. Video footage shows the moment shots were fired as U.S. First Lady Melania Trump was quickly alerted and attendees were ordered to take cover. The Secret Service responded immediately, tackling and disarming the suspect, preventing any casualties. In an interview released today, Donald Trump confirmed that the suspect, Cole Thomas Allen, had written a manifesto with clear indications of the president as the intended target.
The Philippine team is continuously bringing pride to the country as the sporting events in the 6th Asian Beach Games in China continue. According to the April 26 medal tally, the Philippines now has 2 bronze medals and 2 silver medals. Apart from this are 3 gold medals that are now included in our medal haul. Because of this, the Philippines now ranks 3rd among 10 competing countries. Thailand, meanwhile, is ranked 2nd with 4 golds, 5 silver, and 3 bronze medals. And the host country, China, leads the tally with 13 golds, 11 silver, at 4 bronze medals. And here are the results of the 9 p.m. draws from the PCSO. For the Mega Lotto 645, the winning numbers are 6, 4, 5, 27, 34, and 11, with a jackpot price of 45,568,562 pesos and 29 centavos. For the Grand Lotto 655, the winning combination is 43, 19, 20, 12, 21, and 51, with a jackpot price of 69,508,293 pesos and 74 centavos. For the 4D Lotto, the winning combination in exact order is 4, 6, 4, and 7. And for the 3D Lotto, the winning numbers are 7, 8, and 5. And finally, for the 2D Lotto draw, the winning numbers are 18 and 3. There are 2 winners for the Mega Lotto 645 and no winner for the Grand Lotto 655. Tomorrow, April 28, the country will host the 3rd consultative meeting of the young parliamentarians of the ASEAN Inter-Parliamentary Assembly, gathering young lawmakers across Southeast Asia for a virtual forum. While the theme ASEAN Youth, Strengthening Solidarity and Empowering Future-Ready Leaders, the discussion will focus on artificial intelligence and mental health governance, which aims to intensify parliamentary cooperation.
Also tomorrow, everyone is even more encouraged to extend an extra mile of kindness to all, as the world celebrates Pay It Forward Day. Observed every April 28th, this global initiative encourages people to perform acts of kindness to create a positive ripple effect of positivity worldwide. I love that there's initiatives like this. I think this is what the world needs.
Yes.
More kindness.
More
to
kindness.
be kind.
Because it's true, you know, when you go into a room and you see people, you don't know what they're going through. You don't know exactly what's going on in their lives or what they're personally going through. So being kind is important because I think that's the only thing that we can really give to people we don't know.
I think it's good to be kind to others and even to yourself. It's
Yes.
very easy to be self-critical these days.
Yes, and you have to be kind to yourself because it's also the only way that we can move on, right? Right. Okay. And those were the latest from the IBC Newsroom this evening.
We'll continue to monitor the stories that matter and bring you updates as they develop. I'm Angela C.
And I'm William Thio. This is 30 News. Good night, everyone.